Oh, what's up, y'all? This is the B&B podcast.
It's all muffled.
And we are talking about fire. Fire. Hey, what's fire? I don't know what fire is.
So you throw sticks on the ground, and lightning from the air just comes up and catches it. No. Fire is financial independence, retire early.
Oh, that fire.
Yeah, it's an acronym.
Explain.
So an acronym is no. So financial independence, retire early is something that I actually like, and I've been actually watching lots of videos on YouTube myself about FIRE, and it kind of talks to younger people and stuff that say, hey, I know my father did a great job over at so-and-so business, or so-and-so job, and he worked there for 40 years or 60 years or whatever he did until he earned retirement, or he's still on his way to retirement, but basically he has his time. He's going to retire at 65, get his full pension, and, just kind of call it easy over on the farm or whatever, over in the suburbs of the city. FIRE, though, in the end says, I don't want to do that. I am here to live my life while I'm younger, not just whenever I'm older. So I'm going to put more money into my collection of money and stuff, and have my money work for me so that I can now retire at 35, 40, 45, maybe even 50 if you want to go that late. But most people are like, hey, I want to make sure I can retire early. Now, some people might believe in the same aspects of FIRE and not retire early. It's just, hey, it's a good way to build a huge nest egg. But the way FIRE is, though, is I don't want to work my whole life. I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor while I'm young, while I can go and travel, while I can do all these things. And so this is what it's about.
So it's like financial independence.
That's exactly what the acronym says.
My very, very best friend.
Yeah.
All right, so what are your methods?
So
because I got my methods in.
So the method of it, most of it, I don't know about others, is making sure that you have ways to make passive income. A lot of people believe, or when they first hear about it, they believe it's all about the stock market and making sure you're making passive income off the stock market. But there's other means in which you could do it as well. But because we were just talking about the stock market, and it's an easy aspect to bring up, is the fact that the stock market itself has multiple different types of stocks, not just as in commodities and and energy and technology. No, you have dividend stocks and growth stocks as well.
Dividend income and growth income.
Exactly. So the growth stocks, as most people already know, they just go up and you make money whenever you sell those stocks, because it's companies like Amazon and Tesla that are young companies that are out there to build their name, expand their company as big as possible, and while they're expanding, they're growing, obviously. So the stock and the price of it grows as they grow. Hey, they build a new plant, that's money for them. They sell more cars for Tesla, that's more money into their pocket, so their stock's going to go up. And when you sell, you're making that price. You're getting that price. When you're looking at dividend stocks, you're looking at companies that are usually older. These companies have already kind of done everything, not everything, but most of the stuff that they believe they can do for growing at this time. They're still looking at ways to grow,
expand,
but they're not putting all their effort into it. Yeah, they don't need to rush. A good example of this is Coca-Cola.
Well, and Microsoft too.
And Microsoft, yeah. Coca-Cola, though, is huge because they have I believe it's a 3.5% to 4% dividend.
So the money, cocaine in there too.
The extra money that they get from that is given to the shareholders as a, hey, you know what? You own part of this company. We're going to give you money back for owning this company. While Tesla takes that extra money and they buy a new plant, or they put it into research and development to find a new way to make the battery even better or something like that, right? So the way that the company uses that excess funding is what tells you what the type of stock's going to be. I myself like FIRE, so I own dividend stocks, because those dividend stocks, that money that you get for owning the shares, is then paid to you, that you then can say, look, this is passive income. I did nothing to earn this other than own this stock, having a risk by owning this stock. So I own the stock, they pay me, and then, hey, once every 3 months from so-and-so company, I get $50 or $100. Well, shoot, $100 every quarter, that's one every 3 months. I'm paying my phone bill or my cable bill or something like that, right? Or my internet bill. Well, once you have enough money in there, that $100 might be $1,000. Then it's like, well, shoot, $1,000. Well, now that's my mortgage, So that's kind of the difference in how you use the passive income. But it's kind of that simple and stuff.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe. So my interpretation in the very beginning was to start Lyft or something. Maybe start Uber. That's active income, but at the same time, like say, I worked a 9-to-5 job. Once I'm done with my thing, I go 3 hours driving people around or something. I make them around roughly like $85, of course. But then that's my story with trying to implement FIRE. Then I learned, of course, I'm putting more risk on my car, which plays in my everyday life, going to work, getting groceries, going to the gym, and so forth. So I compromised my car the more times I put it. Then I got into the stock market, and then realized, yes, you can't make money while you sleep because the market, the market's open for 7-8 hours, and also cryptocurrency is huge now because of it, because it's 24/7 based. Yeah. Which I have Litecoin right now. I mean, it's nowhere near Bitcoin or Ethereum, but it's $72, and they projected to be in 2021. They projected to be around $1,200. So I'm gonna slowly build that up. So therefore, I have a greater return in the future. Another one was, of course, maybe a side hustle. So on the side, I love acting. I love film. I love screenplay. I mean, it still plays more into active income, but it's something I love to do. And it doesn't compromise my body in any shape or form because I'm always moving around. I'm always talking. It gets my public speaking skills at a higher level. Gives me better communication. Gives me better confidence. So I think I'll pay more in the long run. And also, too, a lot of people are surprised. The number one investment to FIRE, I think, in my opinion. Actually, I want two.
All right.
Is,
in your opinion, so let me hear it.
Is self-education and your health. Because I think, honestly, if you have self-education, so outside your job, you're reading, you're learning, like how you said. I'm going to use this as an example. You learned more about dividend income. And now you know which stocks to target in your portfolio, so therefore you have an edge in the future. Yeah. And then, of course, you have your health, because if you compromise your health and you can't take care of yourself, then you can't do the things that you want. That FIRE will help you in the future.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you that doing those two things definitely help you with FIRE. I'm not saying that they're part of FIRE.
I think it's part of FIRE.
But they definitely help you out. So the thing with FIRE, again, like you said, it's independence. So the goal is, how do you get there? Okay? Like I was talking about, stocks is a way to get there. But just like you said, how do you have that extra income to invest into something? Because the act of doing Lyft, the action of doing Lyft or Uber and stuff like that, isn't FIRE, because you're not retired. You're actively still doing something.
Oh no,
you understand? No, I know. Yeah. It supports it the way I understand it. But again, by no means are we financial advisors or anything. And by the way, I'm still learning about FIRE. I've watched a lot of videos, but I don't think there's any book for it. But I've never opened a book that said this is FIRE.
Probably Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah, maybe.
The business of the 21st century will be a good one.
Yeah. So the thing with it, though, is yes, health and education. Education is huge because, like you said, in order to accomplish more things or even learn about FIRE and stuff, obviously education in how to do these makes a big difference. The thing is lots of people that have side hustles, such as Lyft and stuff, they're not doing FIRE, though. They're just doing the side hustle, and they just have extra money to spend. The thing with FIRE is, which is why it's good, but it's not part of it, but it's a good supporter of it, the way I believe, is that if you take that money from the side hustle, not the overhead cost as in the gas and everything else, but whatever you made, the net earned, If that then goes into investments,
Yeah, that's why I was
then
saying.
you're doing it towards FIRE. Now, also with FIRE, I started with stocks, but it's not just stocks.
Oh, yeah, it's not.
It's not. You can actually do this by owning a house. You could
Real
be a
estate.
landlord, so real estate and stuff as well.
House hacking.
Yeah. So there's multiple ways in which you can be implementing FIRE that does not include stocks. And I love the idea of that because I would love to own a couple houses that are bringing in some passive income, as well as owning the stocks and stuff. So I'm really excited about getting into this, which I showed on our last thing. I showed my investment portfolio here, which making sure that it's actually on and up and running. Right now, it's sitting at $3,600. Whoa, that is not a lot of money at all. I'm pretty poor. But look, it's not too bad right now. That's for today, I think, right?
Yeah. Or you go to live. You don't have live? Yeah, the day will be.
We'll do 1 year. Or we'll do 3 months. Because we'll do a year. Look at that. It shows you where I started. Because I haven't even been doing it long. This is 1 year, so it's like 6 months. So it's like halfway. And here we are at the end of the year, and it's like halfway. So I've only done it. But look, I've already got some growth. I'm excited. So, hey, I just started this 6 months ago. And so I think it's kind of cool because we could talk to you guys about it. For those that don't know, you guys can kind of hear it from us as well as do some research yourself. Mm-hmm. And then those that do know it can give us some ideas that maybe we didn't bring up. Of course, this isn't going to be a long video, but, there's always a comment section to expand on this and include things. So with that being said, what are your thoughts on FIRE?
I like FIRE.
You like the idea of it?
I mean, honestly, the way I think FIRE is just a longer term for, financial freedom, financial independence.
A longer term because it says financial independence, retire early in 4 words. It's a long way to say it.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but it has the same concepts, the same grasp, and a lot of people, I think. I'm not going to go globally, but I think the average person in our country, the United States, struggles with that because how you were saying, like they retire at 65, 70s, and realistically, this is where you have to be more realistic, is the chance of death and the chance of more mistakes occurring is a lot higher than usual. So you have to take advantage of the time now.
Exactly.
And I think that's me personally, I think a lot of, especially maybe my generation, when you're in your 20s, early 20s, and I take care of that.
Yeah.
Because, there's just one more thing.
Yeah. That's why I stopped.
Yeah, because many people are going to school, they're trying to get their education, but formal education won't teach you this.
Yeah, no, it won't. The thing that I wanted to add is misconceptions about FIRE. People think that they could do this it's not hard. I don't think it's hard, at least. For me starting, it's not hard, and as I pay off my bills and stuff, which also is included in FIRE, because as you pay your bills off faster, that's less money. Exactly. The money that you're just tossing away and giving to banks is decreasing, which means you'll have more buying power for stuff. It's not hard, but you have to put a direct focus on achieving that goal.
Exactly. You have discipline.
Exactly. Yeah. Perfect word, because of discipline. That means getting rid of your credit cards. That means, hey, you don't need to have the nice new car or the nice new TV.
Clothes.
All that stuff. All that stuff costs money. You have to look at it in the aspect of someone that really wants to do this. And that's where it comes into assets and liabilities. And we're not going to cover that because it's just going to make this really long. But
I like this conversation, though.
Yeah, if you are looking at assets, then you're buying stocks. You're buying stuff. Assets are stuff that brings money back to you. So stocks, houses, and other stuff. Like I said, I'm still expanding, so I got to see what everything else is. But everyone always tells me stocks and houses, and they always say more stuff. But I don't know what those are.
Like what?
Well, probably other ways. Maybe gold and stuff, because obviously it's an investment. Yeah. But you don't make that's a growth, or not a growth, but it's at least a stable. Stays. You're not losing the money. with that being said, though, how are you, not you specifically, but you as a person,
okay.
implementing FIRE, right? How are you implementing FIRE? Is people that want to retire with FIRE, I think they say you have to save 60 to 70% of your income for 10 years to retire and make the money you're making now.
On an active income.
On an active income. So if you're making $4,000 now and you want to make $4,000 in retirement, that's going to take you 10 years of investing 70%. Let's say round it up to 70% of your income. Now the question is,
that's pretty shitty.
How can you live off 70% of it gone at $4,000? I'm talking about take-home cash. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to talk about like after taxes and stuff. Take-home cash, you got $4,000. If you put 70% of that, because now we're looking at what, close to almost $30,000. You're going to live off of about $1,200 a month. Can you live off of $1,200 a month for 10 years to build up to where you can retire and make $4,000 for the rest of your life? And that's in 10 years. So that's like I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it as fast as I can to retire in 10 years. The next question is can you do that? Do you want to do that in 15? Because I think as it drops off, I know 10 because it was an easy number to remember. At 15, it drops off to where like you're putting 50% in or 43% or something like that, to where it's like, well, 50%, that's a lot more manageable because as you know, with stock growth and stuff or investments, as time goes on, you got this curve. I got to do it like this, and it slowly goes up. And then right at a certain tipping point, it just goes up like that, right? So you're that slow growth going up, and then it just hits and it takes off, right? So until that point, you're going to see a little bit slower growth. So maybe in 15 years, you're closer to the taking off, and so you don't have to put in as much to get to that same exact point as you were before. So to me, that's something you need to take into consideration stuff as to how long you want to wait to retire. So are you going to haul butt and live off of baked beans? You're opening up the beans, just eating it every day for a year, trying to survive out there. People are throwing out trash in your dumpster, diving for those old pair of shoes. No, that's the question: is how do you want to get there and how fast?
I want to get there fast.
Exactly, which is why on me, I'm going to do one last show. I have a more risky stock. I have a stock on my Robinhood account, and by the way, Robinhood is not sponsoring this. I'm just saying that because, and it's called Energy Transfer. That's like one of the ones I have. It's a $7 stock. You can see that at least with the blur as it adjusts. Let me back it up. And it's not working that very well. But as you go up, come on. If I can get there, whoop, it is a 16.44% dividend yield. I don't know if it'll catch that. I'm too close. There we go, 16.44% dividend yield for an $18 billion company. And I have, does it show it on there? I don't think it does.
Which one?
You
got to go up.
I have 280 shares of that. So I dumped a lot into that because my plan is to put money in these more risky stocks because right now with COVID and that price being low, I bought it it wouldn't drop down to like $5.30 like a month ago. You could buy that, get the growth, like a growth stock as it goes back up, plus get that 18 or, as the price goes up, the dividend goes down because it's not as high. Get 15 to 12% still off of it. Do that for 2-3 years, massive growth, and then I can start putting it into things like Coca-Cola or like you said, Microsoft or Pepsi, and I'm getting only a 3 to 4% dividend, but those companies are going to be solid and not move very much at all, and then I can settle into those. So that's my plan. But yeah, that's FIRE in a nutshell. Yeah, in a nutshell. I don't think there's anything else to do this just quick overview of FIRE, but what are your thoughts now on it as a whole? I asked you that once before, but I kind of covered this perspective, downsides, and what you need to do to complete it. I mean, how do you feel about being able to complete it? Are you still going to say until 60, or are you hey, I kind of want to push for that?
Oh no, me personally, I'm trying not to. Me honestly, if I'm not doing anything in the house anyway, I'm gonna be bored as hell. And excuse my language, but I honestly don't see myself fully retiring at a old age. Maybe not working like a 9 to 5, but maybe
Yeah.
working like something that I actually like.
Work when you want.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
work.
Yeah.
Financial independence. You don't
Yeah.
have to work,
Yeah.
but you choose
But-
to.
Well, I mean, all right. So like, I don't know if you know. You might have heard this before, but the greats call a job just over broke, and because it's something that they don't want to do, it's something that they need to make sure they pay the
Yeah.
bills. Get the debt out the way. But like me, like I feel like honestly, when I'm like 60 or 70 years old, I'm going to be working something I actually like.
Yeah.
And therefore I'll still be getting money. Of course, when I get older, I mean, damn, like 40 to 50 years away is a long time from now.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't be looking forward that long. But like I said, I'm a long-term investor.
Yeah.
And me personally, I'm trying to take care of my future and then the people, my successors after me, and have them and give them all the power and all the time for them to enjoy their lives, where I created a legacy, and that's my purpose.
Yep.
That's it.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I want to be able to retire and do something if I want, but my goal is to retire. I've talked to you about this, and honestly, like, I want to take a trip to Europe. I want to be able to fly out to Europe, and I want to be able to take a year, be like, I'm going to go live in Paris for a month or two. And then I'll take a trip, and then I'll go down to Rome and live in Rome for a month. I like the idea of that. And so it's like, hey, if I want to get there, I need to get my financial independence and build it up, because whenever I'm 65, 70, I'm not going to be able to move around. I'm not going to be like, I'm going to sit there and be like, I didn't experience these things whenever I had a little better chance. Yes, keep going after it. Man, it's a new dance move. You get heckled off the dance floor with that one. But that's why I like the idea of that, which is what draws me to FIRE. So depending on what kind of dreams you have, if you want to just go until you're older, or if you want to retire early, because everyone has different ideas of what they want to do. I mean, I think that we both don't want to sit down and do nothing. I think I'm always going to want to do something, but I like the idea of saying, if I want to call it a day, I'm going to call it a day, and the something I'm going to do is going to experience new experiences and travel and stuff. Because I think that's huge. Most people don't get to see things.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, with that being said, I wanted to close it out and stuff real quickly, which I wanted to ask you that. But hey, I really enjoyed the good discussion. Yeah, I really enjoy these discussions, and we'll have to do it again, and we'll have to do maybe you talking about long-term investments then as well. And we can always go into more aspects of FIRE. But that's where you guys come into play. You need to tell us what you guys like to talk about. If you want to talk about long-term investments and we weren't going to talk about it for 3 months, let us know and we will set it up to where we talk. Otherwise, we're going to sit here and ramble like idiots talking about FIRE the whole time, because that's not what you want to hear. And showing our investments of our awesome treasuries of $3,700. And you're looking at yours with like $500,000.
Yeah,
like, I'm not listening to these guys.
We start small.
Yeah, start small, and we'll see if it builds up over time, right? But anyways, yes, let us know in the comments what you think about what we are going over. Let us know what you want to hear more of, or if you don't want to hear about this at all. We want to hear anything and everything you have to say. And while you're doing that, don't forget to smash that like button, because we definitely need that to let us know that you enjoyed the videos. Don't forget to also subscribe so that you can catch anything that we put up at any time. Otherwise, that's it for today. We're really excited to be able to talk about this, and hope you enjoyed the video just as much as we always do making them. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.